Hi and welcome back to the Girl Gone London channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin. I'm a dual UK and US citizen, and today I want you to think twice before you continue with this video because we are talking about, you've probably already seen it in the title, we're talking about cardboard, but hear me out, listen to me, don't go anywhere. Even though I just said I wanted you to think twice, I don't actually want you to think twice. I want you to think once. And what I want you to think is I've never heard of a topic more thrilling because it's all in how you look at it, you guys. And while brainstorming ideas for UK versus US differences video, I thought, what's a topic that really no one has covered? Boom, cardboard. Seriously underappreciated, used all of the time, but never talked about. And more importantly, for us, for the focus of this channel, are there any differences we can uncover between UK and US cardboard history, or the usage of cardboard, or culture surrounding cardboard? And the answer is yes, sort of. So I've done extensive research, aka lots of Googling. There are not that many resources out there, sadly, but I've pulled together some very fascinating observations about cardboard in the UK and the US from what I could find. So if you're still watching, if you're still committed with me on this journey, let's get started. Okay. Let's start with the invention of cardboard and the patents surrounding it because the UK and the US were actually both involved. So the original cardboard was known as paperboard, and it's often credited to the firm M. Treverton and Son in England in 1817. Then, in 1856, corrugated paper, which was thicker than the paperboard, was also patented in England. Originally, it was used as a liner for tall hats, but it was not used for shipping. But clearly, England was really into the cardboard back in the days and sort of winning the cardboard race, as it were. However, in 1871, the patent for corrugated boxboard used specifically as a shipping material was given to a man named Albert Jones. And where was Albert Jones from? New York City. America is now on the scene in cardboard history. He was using it to wrap bottles and glass lantern chimneys to send. But what about the cardboard box? I hear you asking me this question. This was sort of springing up throughout Europe in the 1800s, including in France and Germany around the same time. But the pre-cut cardboard box, as we know it today, was invented by a man named Robert Gere. I might be pronouncing his last name incorrectly, but that's how you spell it. Now, who gets to claim Robert? Robert lived in Brooklyn and was a printer and paper bag maker, but he wasn't American. He was Scottish and his family moved over to America when he was 14. According to his Wikipedia, he went out to start a paper empire, which I feel like is a really good claim to fame. Like many inventions, the pre-cut cardboard box was a total accident. The story goes that he was working with cardboard when a metal ruler accidentally changed position and cut the board, leading him to see that if he cut and creased just one sheet of cardboard in a certain way, he could make prefabricated cardboard boxes that would lie flat, but could be made up into a box. This made the cardboard press process a whole lot easier. And clearly, he had lived in America long enough to start valuing convenience over anything else, so he was like, yes, absolutely, let's do this. So there you have the history of cardboard and cardboard boxes. We have connections to England, Scotland, and the US, so I'm gonna say it feels a bit like a team effort on this one. We may be divided by a common language and disagree on whether you should use butter on your sandwiches, but we ultimately are all team cardboard. Can't believe I just said that sentence out loud on a YouTube video. Moving on. Our next UK and US cardboard difference has to do with the worldwide cardboard shortage that took place the past couple years. If you didn't know there was a cardboard shortage, which I didn't, now you know, but starting around 2021, there was a huge crunch on cardboard for a couple of reasons. Partly due to global supply chains being disrupted due to the pandemic, partly because online retail skyrocketed with most things delivered in cardboard boxes, and partly because cardboard production actually relies on much of it being recycled. And what was happening was that cardboard was ending up in homes rather than in commercial properties. So you had to rely on families recycling rather than the already inbuilt processes of commercial recycling that was a better guarantee that the cardboard could be reused. So this impacted both the UK and the US, so where's the difference? The difference that I found and want to point out has to do with one line I found in a Wired article. I will include the link below in case you feel like reading an article about cardboard box shortages and recycling. The article was written in February of 2021, and the writer states, unlike the US, where the box industry started raising prices in November, UK cardboard manufacturers think they can avoid foisting extra costs on retailers. UK cardboard prices did end up rising later on, but it's an interesting note that the US immediately saw this shortage and were like, well, people, this is called supply and demand. Guess you're paying more for your cardboard now, just deal with it. While maybe the UK manufacturers perhaps tried, or were at least intent on being seen as trying not to raise their prices on cardboard. Is this because it's just less savory in the UK to raise prices on consumers, whereas Americans are used to a pretty intense brand of capitalism, or is it to do with something else entirely? If you've got insights into the cardboard sector, which I'm sure so many of you do, let me know your thoughts below. Now, on to our third and final UK versus US cardboard box difference. That is that I noticed on a few websites, certain types of cardboard boxes are being called American cardboard boxes. On this site, it's a double wall and heavy duty cardboard box, while on this site, it looks to be a different style of box, but it has a lot of options for how you can make it up. This is interesting, you guys, for two reasons. Firstly, I couldn't find any UK or British cardboard boxes when I looked it up, so why do we have some that are designated as the American cardboard box? Does this have to do with having ties to the original design we talked about by our friend Robert, or could it be these companies making up random designations for no reason at all, or does it have to do with they're making up designations, but it does have to do with actual reasons? For instance, the American box in the first case is a heavy duty box, and maybe that screams more American than the more refined and traditional single layer cardboard box. Or maybe there is no specific reason at all, and it's just an interesting difference. So there you have it. A whole video on cardboard and how it brings us together and divides us. I am clearly having the world's best time with these niche topics, pronounced niche in the US. So thank you very much for watching. Go appreciate some cardboard, and I'll see you next time.